welcome to Vintage Gaming Memories. Shall we play a game?
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this might be a quick video because it's a very simple vintage item from the 1980s. Well, I should say vintage items, plural, because there's two of them that you see here. And I guess you really know what it is because there is the one that's not in a shipping box. These two, I got one from eBay and the other one was a Facebook Marketplace pickup. Since there's really no surprise as to what's in here, let's open it up. So here they are. So these are two different musical telephone rests from the 1980s. And as a Gen X, I remember these when I was about 10 years old. Maybe some older millennials will too. But I doubt any Gen Zs would even know what these are. They probably think it's an alarm clock. And maybe not even that. So here's why and how these were used. Before we all had cell phones, we had landlines in our homes with corded telephones. Imagine that. Corded as in that the base being plugged into the wall and then a cord came from the base to the handset. Now I know, yeah, there were cordless landline phones, but I'm talking about before that time. On these phones, we had the part that you would hold in your hand, otherwise known as a handset. They were pretty much typical as far as the shape they were in. They looked just like the ones that you would see in payphones. And what do you know? I happen to have a real payphone in my house in a real phone booth to show you. So this is a quick teaser. I'm working on a video of this awesome working vintage phone booth for you all soon. The vintage payphone. And it does work. And this is the handset I'm talking about. So it's very similar to this type of handset. And I guess maybe not everyone can relate to that. Let's try to figure out something more typical. How about this phone here? This is a very old phone. Similar type of handset. But if we really want to get exactly to the handset that I had, it would look like this. Might be more familiar to many. That's the type of phone I had back in the 80s. You know what? Let's use that phone to test out those two items I just picked up. Let me bring that over to the workshop. Okay, now that you know the type of handset I'm talking about, this one right here, I'll tie it into these two musical telephone rests. So now first, picture this. You're on the phone talking to your friend, and then after your second can of Coke, you have this urge that you need to go to the bathroom. So instead of hanging up the phone and saying you'll call him or her back, you just say, hang on a second, I'll be right back. Now, why would you just hang up the phone and call back? Well, there's a couple good reasons I can give you. More than likely, you only had one phone line in your house. And remember, cell phones were not invented yet. So you probably didn't want to take that chance of someone else using the phone. Because if someone does pick up the phone and starts using it while you're waiting for your friend to call back, and then your friend decides to call you back, more than likely, they'll get a busy signal on the other end. Now, that's unless, of course, your phone service has the call waiting feature turned on, which costs extra. Now, another reason could be, let's just say that it's late at night and you're talking to your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whomever, and your parents are all sleeping. Now, if your friend were to call you back and you had more than one phone in the house, which is probably more than likely you did, that ringer on the phones, plural, would ring when your friend calls you back, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be pretty loud, and it'll wake up your parents and you're going to get yelled at, and you really want to go through all that. And then the last reason I could think of is probably the most obvious, is like, well, why not just wait a minute, because it can't take that long to go to the bathroom and come back. So what you would do is you would tell your friend on your handset that, hey, give me a minute, I'll be right back. And then make sure that your musical phone rest is wound up, but not overly wound up because you could break it. And then simply put the handset right on top of it and walk away and do your business. When you're done, come back, lift it off, and then you're back and talking with your friend. Pretty simple, right? So let's look at this first one here, which is from eBay, and it's in really good condition, or at least that's what the listing said. I haven't opened it yet. Reason why I want to use this one first is because it's very similar to what I had when I was a child. So we'll take a look at this. Not much on the box itself. Made in Hong Kong. As I've been saying, it's a musical telephone rest. And you can see the notes playing. I think it does say what song it'll be playing. Yep, Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. So that's the tune. And let's open this up. Okay. It's plastic, like acrylic. It's not glass. Everything's plastic on this. But what's cool is you could see inside the little musical box, or at least you could see what spins in there, and they'll be playing that song, or the tune. The bottom, let me see if I can focus this in. Oh, it even says here, do not overwind. So yeah, that's very key, because that's how you break it, and then it becomes useless. Made in Hong Kong. So you just wind this up, and it won't start playing because it waits till you have pressure on this part, which is where the handset rests on, and then it'll start spinning inside here. You'll see it spinning and playing that tune of your choice. Let's give this a shot. Let's see if it's even been wound up. Oh, it hasn't been. So I'm going to wind it, not too much. That's good enough. Let me clear out some room here. All right. Okay, so I'm on the phone here talking to my buddy, and I'm like, hey, give me a second, I'll be right back. So what I do now is I just put this on top of this musical phone rest, and then the magic begins. All right, we're not going to go through the whole song. You get the point. So it's a way to, I guess, entertain whoever's on the other end of the phone, but it also is a way to go ahead and, I guess, be more polite instead of just dead silence. But maybe sometimes it's better just to have dead silence because maybe the song is not something that your friend wants to hear anyways. Now, I know that this comes in various tunes. We had, I don't know how many different ones throughout the house because, again, my dad worked in telecom, and we had phones everywhere. We had phones even in the bathroom before cordless was even around. So he wired the whole house with phones. It was crazy. But we had these all over the place, and I can't remember what songs we had. Don't know whatever happened to them, so I end up buying these things now, right? I do know people collect them today. I see a lot of these out there and people talking about collecting these, and it's kind of cool, but there's so many different types. This isn't exactly the one I had, but it's the same purpose. Let's give it a close-up view of how it looks when it's actually spinning. So it's pretty cool. That's the part that I'm talking about spinning is right here. You can see it turning, and that's what causes the wheel to spin and play the notes that are on it. You see that right there? And that's what you wind up. So if you overwind that, you're going to break it and it won't work. Now, I haven't cleaned this or polished it up, so it, could use a little bit of a shine. And I'll do that and put it out for display, or just, probably by the bar. I don't know where I'll do with that. I'm not collecting these. I just wanted one to relive some memories of the past, and that's why I got two. I don't know. I got two because this one was pretty cool looking. I have to admit, I've never seen one like this before. So let's open this one up and let's take a look at it. I'm going to make some space here. Now this one, also a musical phone rest. Actually, this was called a musical telephone rest. And this is a musical phone rest. But this one here has a 60-second timer. I'd never seen one of these before. Valued at $12.95. Definitely these are from the 80s, early 80s. There's not a date on here, but I can guarantee you that I had this definitely in 1980, 81. Very similar ones like this. And it says here, the melodic way to put your caller on hold to let him know that he is not forgotten. And this song on this one is Love Story. I don't know if I'll play that with my buddy, but yeah, anyways, here's an example of how it looks too. So, another Hong Kong item. Let's open this one up and see how it looks. Great condition again. Everything's packed nicely for both of these. I love it. Oh, original packaging for everything here. I don't think this one was ever used. I believe that listing said it was never used. Now I remember that. And this was a local pickup from Facebook Marketplace. Okay. Plastic again. Don't let that fool you. Nothing on here is metal. The back, another warning message, a reminder to not overwind. And a bit of a cardboard base. And here's the little timer, which I don't know. Let's see how this thing works. I don't know how this works. I'm going to wind it up. All right, I think that's good enough. I mean, here's my first thought. Why do you want a timer on it if you're really going to go and come back at your own leisure? I mean, are you going to be racing yourself to come back within a minute? So I don't know why there's a timer, but maybe there's a purpose. So let's try this one. All right, let me lower this one down so you can see it better before we start it. All right, this is a better view, I think. Let's reenact this whole scenario. I'm on my phone here talking to my buddy, and I'm like, hey, give me a second. I'll be right back. Here, let me put you on hold while you listen to Love Story. All right, I'm sure by then he's already hung up and he's already cussing at me and he wants to kick my ass. But that's how that works. And you know, it's weird as I'm watching this thing spin. Again, I don't know why I need to know how much time has elapsed because I'll come back when I want to come back. So let's just keep this down for a little bit longer. I don't think it rings or anything. I think these bells on the side are just for looks. Maybe you could tell yourself how long you've been gone. So you could say, yep, I left when the hand was at the 10-second mark and now I'm back. I don't know. It's about done here. I just want to see if it does ring. I don't think it's going to do anything because it already went around once. Yeah, I'm sure it won't. This one doesn't have the nice look of the insides as the other one did, but it does give you that cool little, I guess, the view of the clock. I don't know. Which one do you like better? I think this looks kind of different. It makes it look like it's an alarm clock or something, but that one looks more elegant, even though we're looking at that fake gold coloring. And, well, these were 1980s, so of course that looks pretty cool back then. That is how a musical telephone rest works. Pick the phone up, tell your friend, be right back, put the handset on top, and let the music play. I don't think I used it with my buddies. Maybe I did, but I don't think it was the type of tune. Who knows what it was? I have to think about it. Anyways, these were cool back then. Really cool now to collect, I guess, if you're into that stuff. This is something that you won't be able to see again as far as it being used because nowadays the phones don't fit it. and really you're going to take the phone with you, right? Pretty disgusting, but people will. So these are my 1980s, circa 1980s musical phone rests. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Appreciate it. Let me know if you guys ever seen these before, because I've asked a few of my friends and they have no clue what these were. Maybe I was just lucky to have these back in the 80s. You know what? I had a lot of cool stuff, I guess, with the phones. My dad on the telecom side, we did see some cool stuff come through the household. Hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, keep that gaming passion from the past alive by living it today. Take care, everyone.